It is, well, it's good morning for me. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. My cat says good morning as well. One of my cats. It's, boy, she's noisy this morning. Um, we're going to continue reading. Sorry, I'm just laughing at my cat. We're going to continue reading from a book I wrote a long time ago. I wrote this in 1999. It was published in 2000. Still available on Amazon. If anyone's interested, you don't have to be interested. Um, and the title is Does God Have a Hero? For a while there, still so sometimes, excuse me, I catch a little bit of flack for the title. Those of a more religious, traditional religious bent than myself will give me a reply to that question. No, of course not. God can't have a hero. I try not to offer an explanation to when I'm in that situation. Everyone's entitled to their thoughts, everyone's entitled to their opinions, including me. And my thought at the time of writing this was that when we live a life of service to others, when we live by our highest ideal, then we are on a heroic path to knowing the essence of living, expressing the God that is found and only found within. If you don't find God within, remember the explicit instructions from Jesus that the kingdom of heaven lies within. And indeed, they were instructions because we've been looking in all the wrong spots all along, all the time. We keep looking without. And we allow other people to tell us what they believe the kingdom of heaven is. And that if you live your life according to specific structures put in place ages ago, and every generation revised just a little bit to gain more control, and we happily relinquish all that control. Well, if someone in this position of authority tells me it's so, it must be so. And yet, we are told the kingdom of heaven is within. Go within. Go within. Experience it yourself. Hello, Sabine. How are you, my friend? Good morning. Hey, Beth. Happy to see you, my friend. Beth says, hello, I'd like you live. Thank you, my friend. Timo, how are you, my friend? So, I wrote this book after a decade of destroying myself. Heavy, heavy, heavy. I'm emphasizing the word heavy. Heavy drinking to the point every night, drinking to oblivion, destroying relationships, wrecking cars, causing damage to myself, purposely so, although I could never admit that it was purposely so. I was having fun. I was out having fun, except I wasn't having fun. It was all an illusion. I was miserable. Why? It's a good question. I know why I was miserable, but why was I doing it to myself? Maybe because I didn't know my true self. Maybe because I wasn't at peace with my true self. I was at battle with myself. The way to subdue that battle was through drinking. Other people subdue the battle by being workaholics or chasing things, chasing thoughts, concepts, conspiracy theories, things along those lines. But we refuse to follow the simple directive of Jesus. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's not just Jesus. Krishna gave instructions in the Bhagavad Gita. The Upanishads point out our harmony with the universe itself. The Dhammapada, words from the Buddha, given us the means of living a happier, more fulfilled life free of suffering. The entirety of yoga, as well as Buddhism, is a path of realizing that we don't need to suffer. Does that mean that we escape sorrow? Does that mean we escape grief? And all the things in the Tao, they say the 10,000 things of the world? Absolutely not. It means that we don't add suffering to the mix by refusing to live life exactly as it is right now. So, after a decade of drinking, being given the gift of sobriety, gift that I didn't earn, it was pure grace that extended itself to me. I wrote a little handbook on how I felt I was expected to live. Rudy says, "What's your best advice to me, um, to a sinner like me, who has killed someone in a DUI and trying to find peace?" First off, I'm sorry, my friend. That is a heavy, heavy load to bear. There, but the grace of God went I, because, as I was explaining, a decade of drinking. We need to be careful how I reply. I don't know as I have advice. Who am I to live advice? It could have just as, Rudy, just as easily could have been me to do that to someone. Very easily. Um, One, redefine. Redefine yourself as, yes, you made a mistake. Yes, you hurt someone. But no, you're not a sinner in the sense that you can't be redeemed. You are a sinner in the truest sense. In the original Greek translation from the Bible, sinner means that you missed the mark. And yes, at one point you missed the mark, but now you are back on point. You have learned the most valuable and painful lesson that you can learn. Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive yourself for being in a point in your life where you knew no better than to get behind a wheel when you had been drinking? Had you known better, and someone might say, of course you knew better. No, those are just thoughts. It's just opinion. At that point in time in your life, you could not have done any better because of all the conditions that brought you there. Are you responsible? Yes. Are you guilty? No. Let go of the guilt. Forgive yourself. Forgive that you didn't have all the tools available to you that you have now. Forgive, forgive, and forgive. Come back and forgive again. Come back and forgive again. Because your mind's going to keep telling you you're guilty. At this point, right now, here's a thought from A Course in Miracles. The one and only holy true thing that we can say about the past is that it's not now. It's not now. You are not in the past. You are not even the same person that got behind that wheel in the past. At this point, you are reborn, guilt-free, innocent, and proceed from there. Now teach other people how to forgive. Be honest and share your mistake, as you did right here. And say, the only way I can get through this is to forgive. To forgive myself for my foolishness. To forgive myself for the heavy pain I must have been in order to do what I did. And to forgive myself right now, in this moment. I'm sending you love, my friend. I'm sending you love. I hear your story, and again, I think that close, the mistakes that I made. Rudy says, thank you, it really helps, and it's honest, good advice. Sending you love. Love yourself through this, because you deserve love, because that's who you are. That's what you are. You're given a gift now. Go out and let people know. Rudy says, congratulations on being sober, because I wouldn't want anyone bearing the pain that I went through. Understand. I understand. Easy, my friend. Speed says, love and prayers go out to you, Rudy. Thank you, Speed. Easy says, finally made it to a morning stream. Thank you, Easy. What time is it for you? So, I wrote this book after a decade of heavy drinking, hurting myself, hurting others. wrecking cars, narrowly missing what our friend Rudy is going through. Good morning, Goga. Thank you for being here, my friend. I got to tell Goga, before I start the reading, I am feeling both cutesy and demure this morning. I'm cutesy and demure at once, at the same time. So this was my first book. I wrote it in 1999. It's a book of healing for me, and I offer it to others. If you find meaning, that's great. If you don't, dismiss it. It's just a teaching that's not for you, and I'm fine with that. Here are I'm going to read the first 4 verses. This is verse 4. I'll read the first 3, and then I'll read the 4th in the essay, and then we'll wrap it up. When you close your eyes and see God within, you are God's hero. When you open your eyes and see God in everyone, you are God's hero. When you let anger pass you by with a smile upon your lips, you are God's hero. When you hold love in your heart and peace within your mind, you are God's hero. This is the little essay that I wrote after verse 4. When we can walk through life with all of its ups and downs, twists and turns, tears and smiles, while holding on to a constant awareness of how the love that permeates the universe, we will be walking hand in hand with God. Holding love within our hearts brings about a natural peace of mind. With our hearts full of love, we become aware of the fact that we are not separate from anyone or anything in this universe. We are love. It is our true essence. We are an essential part of the universe, which is composed of love. Love is the most powerful force of our disposal. With love in our hearts, there can be no separation from one another. We are all one love. God is all love. That brings us all together in love. What could we possibly find more peaceful? That was verse 4 with the essay. Again, I wrote this after a decade of drinking and being the gift of sobriety, finding myself living the gift of sobriety through no effort of my own, just a gift. But it created a void, a loneliness, and a sense of bewilderment. And that wasn't bad. Loneliness brought me to a sense of, how do I extend myself? How do I connect with others? And the bewilderment was a gift too. Rumi, the great Sufi poet, says, trade your cleverness, the ego, for bewilderment. Bewilderment is that state of absolute love. I'm bewildered by the fact that I've been given the gift of life itself through no effort on my own every morning. Can it get more awesome than that? So one day I was meditating. I finished up. I asked myself, God, what do you expect from me? What can I do? The God of my understanding. I love using interchangeable phrases. The Tao, Krishna, Shiva, love, the universe, reality, all the same. And the answer came to me through the course of the day in a very intuitive poem that I wrote down on a yellow legal pad, which I still have somewhere. And it was given as a set of instructions for me to follow. Live your life this way, and you will be happy. You will be joyful. You will be your hero to God, to your own life. So I found myself through the next several weeks writing an essay for each of the verses that I wrote down. I shared it with some friends. My friends said, hey, maybe put it together in a book, which I did. I looked for a publisher. Every publishing house I sent it to said, we don't work with authors without an agent. So I thought, fair enough, I'll get an agent. I called every agent available, and they all said we only worked with published authors. You find yourself in that middle ground, catch 22. So I self-published it. It's available on Amazon. It's been published since 2000, almost 25 years. Does God have a hero? Thank you, guys. Let me catch up. What's going on in the chat? Rudy, my friend, Rudy says, thank you, guys. I'm going to log off because it's getting late. Again, nothing but love coming your way, my friend. Rudy says, y'all have a good night. You too, my friend. Optimob says, hi to Goga. Goga says, blessings, everyone. Blessings to you, my demure and cutesy friend, Goga. Goga says, hey to Optimob. Good night, Rudy. All right. Easy says, hi, Sabine. Goga says, Optimob, Sabine is your second half. Yep. Sabine is my wife. Goga says, Sabine, I figured that out on that video. Going to connect to you both. Awesome. Optimob says, Yoga in 34 Hours is a premiere on our channel. We would nicely invite you to join our Sunday premiere. I will be there. Goga, they are wonderful premieres. Hey, if you guys have an opportunity to sit into a live stream with Goga, it's a beautiful learning experience. He's a beautiful soul, beautiful person, infectious, loving, and I learned something every time I'm there. Sometimes I learn something about how to do a better live stream, how to do better shorts, how to present a better video. I always learn something about myself. I learn how to be a better person. Goga's a wonderful teacher. And Goga, Optimob, they're so beautiful. A beautiful couple, beautiful people, and a beautiful channel. You'll love their premieres. Speed says, Erica had the same experience in Canada. What's that, Sabine? I didn't know you were in Canada. Goga's laughing. Cutesy. I have been called cutesy, guys. I've been called mindful and cutesy. Mir says, say so, Yogi, and beautiful people. Good morning, beautiful Mir, my friend. Sabine says, so that time I gave up. I was not strong enough. I stopped writing. How about now, Sabine? Are you writing? Hey, if you can stop by in the afternoon live stream, let's talk all about writing and inspiration and creativity. I love talking all about that. Goga says, thank you, my demure and cutesy friend Eric, for the lovely compliment. You are certainly welcome, my friend. Thank you for the gift of laughter at 5 a.m. in the morning. Squeezy says, I managed to put down all substances except nicotine. Still very addicted to it. Any advice? Yes. Not advice. Who am I to give advice? But thoughts. Begin to entertain the notion that you can be nicotine free. That's all. Entertain the notion that you can be nicotine free. Because now you're opening up to possibilities. Everything begins with a possibility. Emerson said that the ancestor to every action is a thought. Of Course in Miracles says thoughts leave not their source. So everything begins with a thought. Simply start to entertain the thoughts that you can be completely nicotine free. Then one day you'll be given an inspiration. Today, I'm going to stop. Now it might not stick, but keep entertaining the notion I can be nicotine free. And then you'll be given the inspiration to start again. And then it's going to stick, or the next time it's going to stick. But just have the thought, I can be nicotine free. What you're doing is entering an intent. In Sanskrit, it's called a sankalpa, an intent, a holy intent, something that is a benefit for you and a benefit for everyone. Pearl Fisherman says, hey, Eric, do you want to be my stepsister's friend? She needs one. I try to be everyone's friend, so sure. Sabine says, Eric, I lived from 93 to 2011, well, in Canada. Lived up in Edmonton, well, way up, way up. I have visited Calgary, which is further south, and went to Banff. I loved Alberta. Hey, Flower, how are you? Optimize Goga. English is not my mother tongue. Deutsch. German is very precise. And in a hard to learn language, German comes very short to the point. We have nearly for everyone an extra word. It's a beautiful language. I don't know German. I actually took a semester. I was very, very poor in my German, but I love it. I appreciate the language, and Timo and Sabine have helped me dive back into that love. They've given me lessons, really short, concise lessons, and I absolutely love them. Optimop says hi to Flower, as says Sabine. Professor says she says cuss words a lot. Many people do. Goga says, awesome Optimum, don't worry, we were colonized by the British, so it left us with an advantage, but I speak 3 other languages most comfortably. Hey Goga, what languages do you speak? Professor says, how old are you? I am old. I am old. I am 59 years old. In April, I will hit 60. Imagine that. I've been told that I don't look a day over 58. I don't know if that's true or not. I've also been told that I look very cutesy and demure for a 60 for a 59-year-old. Goga says Swahili. I thought it might be French. Swahili, French, and a bit of my travel language. Nice. You know what? I offer an apology. I just assumed that Optimob and Goga had already been connected. I'm glad that connection was made. These are some of my 2 all-time favorite live streamers, 2 of my favorite channels, 4 of my favorite people, because I'm going to count Bax as a people. Bax is, of course, a people. Pro Fisherman says, oh, that's not too old. I'm not doing too bad. I appreciate hearing that. Easy says, I wouldn't think you're a day over 45, Eric. Thank you, Easy. Let's see. As it has, it says, hi, mate. You look like Nounce. I don't know what Nounce means. Optimized says, cool, Goga. Goga says, I thought so too, Eric. So, It is coming up on 5:30. Just about time for me to get outside, watch the sunrise. Easy says, I'm 27, but I feel like I'm 40 because I never work out. That might be the next step. Here's one thing. Whenever I talk about yoga, practicing yoga, people expect me to say do all the asanas, do the poses, which of course is an excellent thing to do. You want to start your day with yoga, you want to be a yoga practitioner, wake up early in the morning before sunrise. Begin with a simple prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 times. Do some breath work. It can be as easy as just recognizing I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Sit like that just for a few moments. Get outside in nature and walk. Walk gently and at ease. Get early sunlight to the eyes. Nasal breathe. Don't breathe through the mouth. Just walk, breathing in, breathing out. Open yourself up. Be grateful for the day. Come inside and write. Whatever it is that you're inspired to write. Simple as that. That's when we begin yoga. If later you're inspired to sit in meditation, we sit in meditation. If later you're inspired to do the asanas, we do asanas. But the entirety of yoga is to calm the mind so that you recognize the presence of God in everything you do through life. That's it. Back to our fur child. He's an essential part of the Optimob channel. Timo says, we wrote at the same time. Goga said, sorry, had to delete that British derogatory word. I didn't know it was British or derogatory. It's funny, though. It shows we give meaning to everything without my recognizing what it was. Just a word. It could have meant, Eric, you're looking very cutesy and demure this morning. It could have. It obviously didn't. But if I refuse the attack, I am never attacked. If I reside in peace, my world is at peace. It's what Shakespeare said, nothing is good nor bad unless thinking makes it so. So he says, thank you, Goga, for doing that. Optimops thinks there. Proficient says, do you like Sexy Red Song? I don't know that song. Goga says, Optimob, the music in your video is amazing. Timo is an editor extraordinaire. No one puts as much care or detail in their videos as Timo. Timo is so expertise on his videos that he has turned me and Eric Lapointe into expert dancers. He did a miracle. Timo made me a dancer. Timo actually made a video of me dancing. Of course, I dance and look amazingly like Kevin Bacon. But hey. Pro Fisherman is offering some words of wisdom. Gogo says, I love that. And he's laughing. 5 a.m. My favorite live stream of the day. I always feel like I'm here with inspired people who help me get through the day. They keep me inspired. They offer me new inspiration. They fill me with love. And I get to go out, face the rest of my day with the love that has been extended to me. If I can return if I can return the favor, if I can just extend my love to you guys and you carry it with you through the day. And so I do. Pro Fishman says, sorry I misspell. That's not a problem. Easy says, enjoy your morning, Eric. It's 4:38 a.m. in Texas, and it's when I go to sleep. I'll see you in the afternoon. I'll be on the lookout for you. Enjoy, have a good night's sleep. Good day's sleep. Texas is a beautiful state. I spent a day in Tyler, Texas once. Sabine says, Simo loves to edit videos. He's so in touch with it. He even did overworked himself until he found all tricks and gigs out. I love the work that you guys do. I'm a proud member of the Optimob community. I'm also a proud member of the Goga community. I'm very careful in the memberships I join because it needs to align. It needs to align with where I am and the message and the beauty and the love that I feel. Goga does. Optimob does. Anything Possible is another channel that I belong to. Anything Possible, man, Bob inspires me to no end. Here's someone who was working an office job where he was unfulfilled and he needed to be outdoors. He needed to be in God's glory. And so he did. He took that step. I got to support that. And I got to support Bob. All that he does. As well as our friend Stuart the Fish Whisperer. Others as well. And again, as Goga said, alignment. So definitely support each other. Make sure, as Goga says, that it's aligned with who you are. Align with others, allow others to align with you. If you find that you're not aligned, go deep within. Spend some time in quiet, solitary, listen. Your intuition, your intuitive voice, God within, the Holy Spirit, the Tao that speaks to everyone will guide you. It'll guide you. Speed says, thank you, Eric. Absolutely. My friends, I'm going out. Again, it's about an hour before sunrise. In yogic tradition, this is called Brahma Muhurta, the hours of God. Holiest time of the day. If you have the opportunity, if you're up, be part of it. Because you already are. Just recognize that you're part of it. Give thanks. This is a time to give thanks. Open up, give gratitude. You've been given the gift of existence. What a beautiful gift. Thank you, my friends.